My friends, poets, Gary goes. Wow, I completely messed that up. Um, it's been well, it hasn't really been a while, but I guess my head has been completely out of the YouTube world that I've forgotten my own intro. So let's start that again. Hello, friends, Gary Goals, and fellow poets. Welcome back to Conversing with Poets. Um, it's been a long 4 days. My eyes are stinging. It's been a long day traveling today, but I left Birmingham. I left the festival feeling so buzzed and creatively inspired that I just couldn't wait to get back to you guys and back in front of the camera and the microphone. More on that in a moment. But yeah, I just couldn't wait to get back. So although the plan was, I did initially say that there's not going to be a stream today because I knew I'd be so tired. Uh, the festival was so good that I had to come online and see you all. So hello Delgal, hello Mitchell. Yes, I had a little caps lock incident there. Mitchell, damn. Um, yes, so I am going to leave it. I am going to give us a couple of minutes as I normally do anyway. Oh my goodness, it's 5 past. How did that happen? Um, I'm going to wait a little bit longer because I think I've surprised a couple of people by going live. Because as I say, I did say that we wouldn't, but I couldn't help myself. Hello, Nikki. Welcome back to the live stream. Welcome back. We are now. Uh, Back to normal. We've got the Shakespeare skull. I'm not laying in my hotel room, which could have been mistaken for um, OF, or many people thought I was in a hospital bed. So we're back in the shed with Jack Skellington. If you haven't already, hit that like button. I'm going to set the target. Normally I set the target at 5, but we've just hit 5, so I'm going to set the target for 7. So we need another 2 likes before we get into it. Now, I have a lot that I want to say, so I've got some notes on my phone up. So if I look this way, it's not because I'm distracted, it's because I'm just looking at my notes. But how is everyone? How have you all been, my lovely friends, my lovely lot? How have you all been? How was your weekends? Combine the two, and you've got yourself a pretty niche OF. Yeah, yeah, right. Let me just turn this notification off. Yeah, tell me about it, right? A lot of people got I felt super awkward laying in bed like that, but I also needed to rest my back. And a lot of people were getting worried that I was in the hospital. But hello to those of you who may be watching on playback. Hello, future people. Please don't forget to hit that like button. And just because you didn't catch this live, don't feel like you can't get involved with whatever conversation comes up. You absolutely can. Just leave a comment. I'd really, really appreciate it. And by the way, guys, check out the subscribe account whilst I've been away. We're almost at 800, so if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. We are trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But yes, it has been. Oh, yes, Delgal's had a busy one. It's been a fantastic weekend. I'm on the other side of my first festival, guys. We've been talking about this for a while leading up to it, and I'm on the other side of it, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. I got lots that I want to talk about, but uh we need to hit 7 likes. We're sitting on 5, so we need 2 more. Let's get those likes up, guys. Hey, channel is growing, man. Nice one, mate. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Every time we go live, we've jumped a good amount of subscribers, so that's good. It's been a good weekend. Been working on the outline of my current manuscript. Very nice. Very, very nice. Um, I believe in the last stream, Nikki, you were saying about starting a YouTube channel for miniatures. How's that going? I have to say, I am I am glad to be back in the shed. I'm not glad to be back from Birmingham because we'll get onto that, but it's a great place. I had a lovely time. But if you guys keep an eye on my community tab, you'll have read that my social awkwardness hit new heights this weekend. So I feel so much better to be in my shed, in the comfort of my shed, and the safety blanket of a microphone and camera. Um, hey Bruno, hey Danny. I've sent you an Instagram video about poetry. Check it out. I absolutely will. Not on stream, just in case it's a rude one, but I absolutely will after the stream. Danny, hey Adam, hope you're well and Harry feels better. Yes, Harry was very excited to have me back. He went crazy, which was nice. But yeah, if you're watching and you haven't already hit that like button, let's get to seven likes so I know that we're ready to get into the stream. That's the new target I set you guys now. Because you always hit five straight away. So yeah, the big C. Yes, you have the big C. How kind of put that on pause, still considering it, but currently focusing on whatever I can do from the bed sofa. Yes. Yeah, how is the recovery? How is the recovery coming? It's not rude. Okay, I might check it out in part two then. I've got my phone up with my stream notes because there's a lot that I kind of want to get off my chest. So but we have it says we have 7 viewers and only 5 likes, guys. So hit that like button. Hit that like button so we can get going. It's related to poetry, so I thought you could check it out on stream. Could be a fun thing to do on stream, discuss poems, etc. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely do that for part two because I've only got something for part one here. So in part two, I'll definitely check that out. Ah, ooh, you got your phone linked up. No, so another thing that might be confusing people, check those hearts coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. Awesome. Thank you. Um, no, so I had to change stream. So I set this stream up on my phone from the hotel room. And then when I got back here and set up the whole laptop, it was telling me that I had to do it from my phone, which was crazy. So I had to quickly set up a new stream for my laptop. But it's just open to my notes section. I'm testing negative, but still have some symptoms. I'm just grateful it wasn't worse. Thank you for those hearts, guys. The people on the ward where I caught it were suffering much more. Oh dear. Thank you so much for those hearts, guys. That doesn't sound good, but I'm glad that you're not suffering. Obviously, I'm not glad that there are other people suffering, but um, glad Harry is back to being Harry. I saw a couple of posts on Insta from Birmingham. Looks like you had so much. I'm glad. I'm glad my mind went over that and completed it, had so much fun and not so fun. Can't wait to hear about it. Oh, weird. Tech can be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a tech guy, but all right, cool. So we hit 7 likes. On my screen it says 6, but I'm pretty sure most of the time I'm one behind for whatever reason. So I wanted to tell you all about Verve Poetry Festival and how amazing it's been. I've got pointers here so I don't forget anything. All I can think about when I watch live streams is Deadstream. That's a great movie. That was a great movie that I've still got my wristband on, by the way, that me and Bruno watched just before I left. If you haven't if you haven't if you haven't seen it, check it out. 8 likes, awesome. Thank you so much. Hello, Renee. Glad you can make it live. Well done. Well done on the 8 likes, guys. Yes, it's just gone up for me as well. No, you're good, Danny. My mind didn't even pick up expletive. It went straight to much, so that's all good. Um, yeah. So in my live stream I did from the hotel room, I didn't complain because I get it. It is what it is. You got to kind of bring money in. But I did say that I bought the festival pass, and I was a little bit gutted that there wasn't really much to do during the day on the Friday. But now I'm on the other side of everything. My I've taken part in everything. Um well, I'm on the other side of everything. I've already said it. I always do that, don't I? Just go the long way round about things. What was I saying? Yeah, now I'm on the other side of it. £50 for the festival pass is actually a steal. It's actually a bargain. Um, the Saturday, the Saturday was non-stop from 11 in the morning till 10 in the evening, with only half an hour uh, intervals, breaks to eat or whatever. So, um, yeah, there was, and I kind of get it, right? Why would you put too much? Why would you put so much on during the day on a Friday when most people are still at work? So I get it. So I kind of rescind that point. Um, so the second point I wanted to make is just a shout out to all the people that I met while I was there. I met so many awesome people. Obviously, I traveled up there on my own. I didn't know anybody. I'd never been to the city before. Um, and on the Thursday, was it the Thursday night? It was the Thursday night, the first night of everything. I thought what they did really well was they brought a load of, not all of them, but a good selection of open micers, like companies that run open mics and stuff. And they had slam there. They had, as you guys know, jazz, which was right up my street because I love jazz and the beats and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, I wanted to give a quick shout out to certain people that I met, Alia, and Zachary on Thursday night. Alia especially because during the interval, just said hello and we got talking, and she started to give me some pointers on the city. And Zachary, who was with Alia, also said hello, and I bumped into Zachary quite a few times. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave some links to their Instagrams, and all the people I mentioned. I'll leave some form of link to in the playback comment section, just so you can go in and show some love, because they looked after me. They welcomed me and they looked after me. And Zachary is doing some great stuff in the Birmingham spoken word world. Um, so thank you so much to those two. There was also awesome volunteers that are volunteering. They're not being paid to be there, obviously. Hence the word volunteers. Um, who were just, really welcoming, and made the event made the event kind of function, to be honest with you. But two in particular that I want to give a shout out to. The first one is Lena, who I messaged on LinkedIn maybe a week before going, or even a couple days before going, and she kindly took some photos. I did take part in the all day open mic, which, by the way, if you saw typical Adam Gary, if you saw the first live stream, I said, "Oh yeah, last year they did an all day open mic, but I haven't seen anything about that this year." And like 5 minutes after finishing that stream, I saw the great big banner at the bottom of the schedule that says all day open mic Saturday, 11 till 5. So when I got there at 11, because Saturday was the busiest day, so I wanted to do all the different events. And the first one started at 12. So I got there for 11, and the open mic hadn't really kicked off yet. So I kind of just jump straight in. That's my saying to you guys all the time. Just jump straight in. Just jump in at the deep end. So I ended up kind of being one of the first, if not the first, to read. And bless Lena, she took a photo without being prompted, without me asking her to do so. She took some photos for us, which I have shared on the community tab. And I'm just going to double check with her she's okay for me to do it, but I'm going to put it on my website as well. Hope your son is well on recovery. Yes. Hello, Tanya. Welcome back to the live stream. He's been resting a lot. Rest is best for healing. Yeah. Lots of sleep. Still has a lot of pain. I hope he recovers very, very quickly. Tanya. Another volunteer. So one of the days on Friday, I think it was. Yes, it was Friday, the day that there wasn't really too much going on during the day other than workshops. And I ended up doing a workshop on dreams, which probably wasn't the best one for me to choose. It was the same day as Josie Alford's sonnet. I know Garage Poets wanted me to do that one, but I'm pretty confident with sonnet, so I wanted to do something I hadn't really experienced before. So I went with a workshop on sort of writing poetry based on dreams and stuff. And it wasn't until the icebreaker I realized I don't really dream all that much, and if I do, I don't tend to remember them. But I enjoyed the workshop anyway, and it's always best. It's not always best. That's not the right phrase. It's always good just to be in the room and listen to what other people are saying and kind of be a sponge and soak that up. So I enjoyed that. But Tanya did suggest that I walk around the city and get to know the city. And I was going to do that. That was the first intention. But the big art museum was sadly closed. So anyway, I ended up going to the venue 3 hours early, 2.5 to 3 hours early. And one of the volunteers, Joy, just kind of sat with me and spoke with me for pretty much the whole of the 2.5 to 3 hours, which was really appreciative. And we spoke throughout the rest of the festival as well. So shout out to them as well. Memories aren't too dissimilar to dreams after all. That's true. You can always take something from an educational moment. Yes. Kind of a poet round table. Yeah, yeah. They had so many workshops going on as well. It was good. I only managed to go to one of them because I wanted to do all the events and stuff. Um, but yeah, so shout out to Joy and Lena, the volunteers. And then segueing nicely onto, can you believe this, guys? Okay, so the all day open mic was literally all day. In fact, I'm pretty sure they went past the time they said they was going to stop. They carried on going because there was still a lot of people sitting around listening. But I just wanted to give a shout out to Spoz, and we'll come back to this later. But I did end up getting his book. But can you imagine? Like, I do these live streams for 2 hours. Spoz, this poet Spoz, was hosting this open mic. I want to say for at least 5 hours. At least 5 hours, I reckon, if not more, which is an incredible feat. And he's very funny. And again, I'll leave links to all the people I mentioned down below because they deserve your support. So we. Oh yes, and Mickey, I wanted to give Mickey a shout out too, who was just a constant pulse of energy in the foyer and took all my money in the bookshop. I said I was going to show some self-restraint. I kind of did because there was still more books that I wanted to get, but I didn't. But I did get a fair amount. In fact, I bought another two just today because I managed to go to the first event before disappearing. And in my panic and haste to kind of make sure I don't miss my coach home, I think I left them. I think I left them there, which is a shame. Which is a shame. But yeah, shout out to Mickey as well for being that energy and voice within the foyer. And then finally, just a shout out to Stuart who founded the festival. I think it's a really, really great thing that he and his team, a shout out to his team as well, have built. It's fresh, it's modern, it's inclusive, it's just really great. And we did have a quick chat this morning before the first event, and Yeah, we had a laugh, and I told him that I thought he had built something really, really great, which him and his team have. So shout out to them. And yeah, can you contact Mickey concerning the books left behind? I have messaged them on Instagram. I'm not sure what the chances are of getting them back, but I have messaged them, so we'll see. Another thing I wanted to talk about, which isn't on my notes, but I just want to say, like, I told Zachary or Zachary this yesterday, but I'm genuinely jealous of the poetry community they have up in Birmingham. If you're a UK resident, I would wholeheartedly suggest checking out Birmingham sometime. Obviously, the festival is now finished, but I'm kind of considering maybe finding a weekend and going up to Birmingham just to kind of hang out in the open mic scene, because they're really so supportive of each other. Like, just watching them interact with each other over the last 4 days was really beautiful to see. And like, I'm actually really jealous. I am jealous. I know I haven't really gone out into the poetry community in London yet. I'm really hoping we have something like that, because it's beautiful to see how much they lean on each other, how much they support each other, how much they just kind of like, without sounding corny, how much they seem to love each other. And I'm so envious of that. So, I might consider do go at him. Yeah, I am considering maybe just, not every weekend, maybe, every few months just find a weekend to just go up there and kind of just hang out, because they are really great people, and the city's got a really amazing vibe to it, artsy vibe to it, which I told every local who would listen to my rambling, that they have a great city and they need to cherish their art scene because it's amazing. So I've told you that I just about had a bit of self restraint. You guys saw in my community tab the amount of reading material I took with me. So I brought that back plus all of this. And Sometimes Angry by Spoz, who's the poet that hosted the all day open mic that I just told you about, which was amazing. Adam, I'm glad to hear that you had a great time there. It's so nice to hear about it. Yes, and I'm going to come back around to the festival overall um, in a couple more points after I've just shown you what I bought, because I I want to kind of encourage you guys to check out some festivals if you can. The two books I bought on Friday night, I believe it was the T.S. Eliot winning collection, Self-Portrait as a Fellow. Of course, I picked that up as a huge Shakespeare nerd, but I also picked up Sean Hewitt's Rapture's Road, and I managed to get this signed as well. Most of these books I got signed, which is another great thing about. I thought I got it signed. Oh, yeah. That's another great thing about festivals, is you're there with the poets, so you can get books signed. Uh, Spoz signed this one for me as well. Sean Hewitt, by the way, is a very accomplished poet. Is won so much. It's fantastic. This one. So this was a performance on the evening, Saturday evening, and received a standing ovation. Ovation? Standing ovation. Goodness me. It's been a long day traveling, and it was just amazing. Also, shout out to a lot of the events here. Again, going back to congratulating Stuart and his team on inclusion. Most, if not all, events were British Sign Languaged, which I thought was amazing. Birmingham is only a couple of hours from London by car. Might be more practical than coach train, especially if you're planning an open mic tour. Yes, yeah. Why did I? Yeah, I just had a massive suitcase with. Why didn't I drive? Why didn't I drive? Yeah, I didn't realize actually. This is me showing myself up as I tend to do. How close Birmingham was to Stratford upon Avon. Um, but yeah, so this one is signed. This one is signed by Hannah. For Adam, thank you for locking in because I told her like her performance was amazing. I was just completely locked in. Um, so if you ever get a chance to go and see Hannah Silver, like book tickets straight away and also pick up this book as well. But yeah, so most events were British Sign Language. I'm going to try and find the page now. I mean, the performance overall was great, as I say, standing ovation. But there was one section that just had us all rather chuckled. Where is it? I found it earlier. I should have marked it off. No, where is it? Did anyone stream any of the events, by the way? I know some of you have been following their Instagram. I did see a couple of you liking some of their posts. You guys think I don't notice these things, but I saw. Did anyone stream any of the events? Oh, where is this page? There it is. I don't know if the camera's going to focus on that, but you can imagine what it was like uh for the signers or for the signer to do that. I'll put the word that is repeated over and over again in the chat if the if the camera doesn't focus on it. But you can imagine the time the signer had with that one. Another book that I have walked away with is um, Benjamin Zephaniah's City Palms or Psalms, and it's his first collection. If you don't know Zephaniah, we spoke about Zephaniah a couple times on these streams, and he sadly passed recently. End of last year. It wasn't this year, was it? It was the end of last year. Time just escapes me these days. But this is his first collection, and I couldn't walk away and not buy a Zephaniah book. There was a couple available, but the reason I went with this not just because it was his first collection, but also because it was published in '92, according to the blurb. It was published in '92, which is the year I was born. So that's that's that. And then finally, Luke Wright's new book, Who performed on Saturday. And fun little fact: I was trying to get him to guest on a on the Hunt video when I was so set to make season two this great thing. I was trying to get guests, and Luke Wright was one of them. And so he signed it to Adam. Uh, I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Obviously, it didn't work out getting him involved in one of the videos, but I thought that was a nice little touch. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. So that they're all the books I bought, plus Ocean Byong, and an eco poetry anthology. Those are the two books that are lost somewhere. It's nice to hear you have such support for poetry in the UK. I wish we had that in the States. At least in my community, there's not much. So that kind of brings me on nicely. I was going to say, um, obviously, this is my first festival. It's been so amazing to just be completely um, engrossed in poetry from waking up to going to sleep. And there's just a magic. I've never been to even a music festival, guys. So it's not just my first poetry festival, it's my first festival. And there's just a magic about it. And you get to meet so many awesome people awesome poets. You get to do workshops if you so choose and learn, and there's an education aspect to it. But also, even if you just go to the talks, which is what I had in mind, that was my original intention. Just do whatever was included in my festival pass. Even just sitting there and listening to poets is such a like educational experience, and you kind of walk away. Like I've walked away and I've got so many ideas as if I didn't have enough already. So many ideas, and I just feel creatively invigorated, and it's just really great. So guys, if you have a poetry festival near you, I really, really encourage you to do so. I'm so socially awkward. I don't know. Zachariah was nice enough to say that I wasn't, but I felt so socially awkward, and I'm glad that they were kind enough to talk to me, all those people I mentioned, because if they didn't, I certainly wasn't going to be the one that made the first sort of hello. So thank you again. Thank you so much for doing that, guys. If you ever get around to watching this, but yeah, just jump in, guys. If you ever have that opportunity, I know Renee's just said that in their community they don't might not have the opportunity, but you could always try and put some feelers out to see if there are any other poets in your community, and maybe together band together and start something. Um, but yeah, so that was my in praise of Verve Poetry Festival. It was really great, and I love it. So that's all I wanted to bring to the table for this Conversing with Poets stream. I don't know if anyone has anything they want to kind of talk about themselves. I now hand it over to you. If there's anything, oh, we can look at what Bruno messaged me on Instagram, can't we, and see what. I swear, if it's one of those things that starts making naughty noises, I'm going to die.
You know that you're really doing something radical because you can't see where you're going. That's how you know. Um, everything I think um, start, and so you are going to enter the black.
I will look at that in the break. I'll look at that in the break. Otherwise, there's going to be too much uh, blank space. But I'll look at that in the break, Bruno, and bring it to the table for part two. There is another poetry festival coming up in the UK in March called Stanza. I don't know. It's in Scotland. I don't know if I can. I don't know if my bank account will allow me to go so soon all the way up to Scotland. So maybe I'll save that one for next year. But it is good to be back with you guys. I am glad to be back with you folks. One thing I am looking forward to is being in my own bed and having a full night's sleep. My upper back, my oh, there's one in Wales in early May. Which one's that, Nikki? What's that called? I might have to check that out. There's the international one I was telling you guys about in June in the Netherlands. Oh, my throat is a bit sore. What was I saying? What was I saying? And Nottingham in June. Okay. Which one? Which ones are they? Because I know I followed a bunch on Instagram. but I'm not too sure. Oh, wait, we got a message from Verve. Do you know where you left them? I think I left them under my seat. Um, oh, Aber, Aberystwyth Poetry Festival run by Bookshop by the Sea. Okay, I will have to check that out. That's what I was going to do. I was going to list off some more festivals, weren't I? I know Stanza is one of them next month, or actually, not even just next month. It's next week. It's the first week, I think, of March. Okay, Cheltenham Poetry Festival, which is a very famous one. Kendal Poetry Festival in June. I'm not sure where Kendal is. Leeds Poetry Festival, Nottingham Poetry Festival, that's the one. Sheaf, Sheaf Poetry Festival in Sheffield, Stanza. Stratford Litfest, Literary Festival, and Tunbridge Wells Poetry Festival. So there are still quite a few. Ledbury. Oh yeah, why don't I have Ledbury in there? The biggest in the UK. Yeah, I know. I've heard of Ledbury. I've obviously never been. Because this was my first one. Oh, I am following it. Okay. Dun 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 dun. You know, this whole festival thing has just left me. I'm dying to go to an open mic now, which is great because if you guys have like been subscribed for a while, or if you guys have been subscribed for a while, you'll have heard me say I'm not quite ready to read. I'm not quite ready to read, but now I'm like dying to get on the microphone. As I say, I did manage to do my first open mic since before COVID. Not expecting to be like one of the first, if not the first, uh, to do it, but in a way that kind of was perfect. It was the perfect way for me to kind of see if I've still got what it takes. And I don't know if I do. I don't know if I still do, but it certainly wasn't as nail biting as I amped myself up to think it would be. Um, but it was sort of the perfect way of going about it because they wanted that first person to start the open mic, and I hadn't even put my name down, and the guy that was hosting it was like, "Oh, you're coming in, let's go, let's go," and I was like, "Okay, cool, fine, let's go." Um, and there wasn't a whole lot of people there watching. There was maybe a handful, and two or three of them were Verve staff, which so it wasn't overwhelmingly like spotlights on you now. So I think yeah, again I've gone the long way round to explain it, but it was the perfect way to kind of get back into things. When is the next open mic for you? So I've actually just found on the way home, I've just found a new one in London, and I'm I'm 90% sure that the person that runs it was sat next to me in the Dream Workshop. I'm 90% sure, but I could be wrong. And it's called Everything Poetry, and it's just by Waterloo, and that's the first Monday of every month. So if I do go to that, that would be on the 4th, and then the Poetry Lounge in Highgate is on the 6th, and then the one in Windsor is on the 14th. So I've got about a week and a half to wait, but that's okay. Maybe I'll find one before then. But yeah, I'm so amped up for it all. So listen, what I think we'll do, guys, I think let's go for a break because my throat is very, very sore now. We'll go for a 5-minute break, and then when we come back, we may have 45 minutes of a part two. If anyone has anything that they can bring up, I'll look at what Bruno sent me whilst we're on break. Because also I need some sleep as well. My eyes are quite sore. But yeah, so I'm going to take 5 just to get some water for my throat. And then when we're back, we'll have 45 minutes of in discussion, talking about anything you guys want. So I'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Sorry. Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Sorry that I had to abruptly go on break because I needed some water, and that's what I got. But I left it over here. Oh, let me just mute that. Okay. Do you think if the venue was packed, do you think you would have got up? Honestly, I don't know. I did go there with a copy of the early hours with the intention to read in that first hour, but if it was packed, I could have chickened out. There's a good possibility. There's a good chance that I would have chickened out. What is all this about? Hello, Tori. Uh, what is this all about? That's a good question. This is my live stream conversing with poets, where we kind of just talk about poetry, what it is to be a poet, um, and sometimes we just kind of hang out and chat about general things. In part one, we discussed a poetry festival that I've just been to for the last 4 days, and now in part two, we don't have a topic for discussion. So it's really over to you guys. If you have any questions about poetry, um, fire away. If you have any observations about poetry, fire away. The only thing we do say is we don't talk about politics or religion on these streams, just because, yeah, this isn't the space for that. We like to just keep things just poetry, just poetry. That's if you're still here. I'm assuming you came in on the break, so it's very likely that you're not with us at the moment. Uh, and I don't blame you. When you join a random stream and all it says is back soon, yeah. So the ball is in your court, guys. I'm really relaxed about it, other than politics and religion, because my upper back is killing me. I didn't have time to check out what Bruno sent me over, so maybe we can do that on Thursday in the next stream. Um, yeah, I'm really easy because my upper back's killing me and I need a good sleep. So the ball is in your court. No pressure. Look at the steam coming off of that. Ah, chamomile. I got chamomile tea. If anyone was wondering. 12 likes, guys. Thank you so much. I forgot to say, thank you so much for the 12 likes. And if you're watching this on playback, don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying it. If you want a YouTube channel that is all things poetry, not just me sharing my poetry, I also kind of do how-to videos, I do book reviews, I do these live streams, of course. I sometimes go ghost hunting for the spirits of poets. I do a lot of different things. So our channel is very, very broad, but it is all about poetry. So do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you're watching live and you haven't subscribed and you hit that subscribe button, our little what side is it? It's this side, isn't it? Our little subscriber box will go up. Just don't unsubscribe. We don't want to lose subscribers. Ah, I will just give it a couple more minutes for people to get back from break. They're probably making their own coffees or doing whatever, hanging the washing up to dry in the rain, Adam. I have been drinking quite a bit of herbal tea at work recently. It's a great change from coffee. Okay, yes, I got some chamomile right now. Um, I probably personally am too addicted to coffee. The only reason I'm drinking this is because it's 8 o'clock and I don't want to start drinking Americanas at 8 o'clock at night. I need to start unwinding. Not that I feel I will have any trouble falling asleep tonight. There's a hair on this microphone that keeps waving at me. Has anyone written any poems over the last couple days? Oh, I just really burnt my throat there, guys. Oh, awesome. That sounds lovely. Yes, I like to think so. Um, the guys in the chat are always super friendly as well. So welcome to the channel, welcome to the live stream. If you have any questions or any thoughts about poetry, don't be afraid to put them in the chat. That's what we're here for. We're here to discuss and kind of just hang out, really. Oh, I really just burnt my throat, guys. I can feel it scalding. Perhaps next year you could put your name down to volunteer. Also, didn't you say they had a film night? Yes, film night. What was that like? Yes, so they had some really awesome poetry films, and a couple of them were animated and really fun to watch. Some of them were high production as well, so that was really fun. And we got given pop bags of popcorn and stuff, so it was really good. As I say, it's a really fresh, modern, uh, inclusive festival. So if you're in the UK or you ever find yourself in the UK whilst Verve Poetry Festival is going, check it out. I promise you, they're really not paying me to plug them this much. I just genuinely had a great time, and I like to share that with you guys. So I still have a coffee in the morning. Then after that, I hit the mint or lavender tea. Very nice. Bit of lavender tea, yes. I tried to grow a lot of lavender in the back garden because I heard that it's a good stress relief. What do you think about the path poetry has taken over the centuries leading up to the modern day? Well, that's quite a it's a lengthy path, isn't it? One thing I will say that I really like about poetry, and it's not just poetry, but artists in general. I like the different groups that have stemmed from it. So the Beats, the Raphaelites, the Romantics. Um, I like the idea of them all banding together and writing. Um, we mentioned briefly, and by the way, guys, don't forget to get involved in the chat as well. Just keep it respectful as well, but um, please do get involved in the chat and discuss amongst yourselves too, because I got a very sore throat. So it would be great to have some input from you guys as well. But yeah, one thing I've said before in my streams, in kind of where I want to take my poetry is kind of take the modern insta poetry type of work that's around and kind of pair it up with uh the romantics style of poetry and more lengthier styles and formed poetry and combine the two in the sense of keeping it like accessible so that anyone who walks into a bookshop off the street and happens to find themselves in the poetry section for whatever reason, if they open my book, um, they could understand what's going on and being said without kind of getting confused by any elaborate metaphors and such, whilst also having elaborate metaphors and extended metaphors and stuff like that for people who are sort of more advanced poetry readers. Um, yeah, I love coffee, but I get migraines if I have too much, so I get it. See, I get migraines if I don't have any. I drink that much coffee that I have withdrawal migraines. It's horrible. So bad. I have to try and slowly get myself off of it. Coffee is a definite in the morning. Yeah. Oh yeah. Switch over to iced water with fresh lemon. Nice. Very refreshing. Yeah, if I can't function until I've had my two morning coffees. I've been trying to carry on with my poetry, but I keep getting sidetracked and now have a page of random four-line verses that don't really go with what I'm working on. That's fine. You can always come back to them later. They're just seeds. They're just seeds. You've just planted a couple seeds. Every now and then, water them, give them a bit of daylight, and they'll grow. They'll grow. Just don't pressurize yourself because you could be doing more bad than good if you start doing that and beating yourself up about it. My biggest question about poetry is how do you sustain high lyricism while allowing for clarity? Um, Word choice, perhaps. Word choice. And not kind of see for me. Obviously, you're new to the channel, so a little bit of background about me. I'm not an academic. I came at poetry because Jim Morrison wrote poetry. In fact, I used to skip poetry classes in school, which is ironic. But I definitely think you can hold on to clarity by word choices and not kind of being too cryptic, whilst keeping the lyricism. Um, by one of the things I always say about poetry as well, when people say what makes a poem, is word choice, and I always say heightened language. I think um, poetry should be that's how you separate poetry from just regular prose or whatever. At least in my opinion. This is all my opinion, by the way, guys. And as as I always say in these streams, it's okay if you have a different opinion to me. And if you do have a different opinion to me, even better, get involved in the chat and let me know. Because remember what I said in part one about just sitting at these events and talks and just listening and hearing different points of views is educational. So, you know, um, in fact, it would be better if anyone has a differing opinion, so that we can all kind of discuss and learn. But yeah, I always say that poetry is should have heightened language and be heightened from everyday speech. So in that, you can keep the lyricism. Just choose words that aren't perhaps overbearing or metaphors that take a lot of unpacking, if that's what you mean. Wish I could go to the UK. I'm from America. Ah, nice. Well, I hope you make it over here at some point. I've been to America a few times. Where have I been in America? I've been to Florida, New York twice, New Jersey, Minnesota. I'm trying to go up the coast and across. Minnesota, Vegas twice, Los Angeles, and is Santa Monica a different city? But yeah, and Santa Monica, but only for 3 or 4 days whilst I was in LA. Check you guys out. It's nice to see you guys sort of connecting in the chat. It fills me with warmth. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to just connect with each other and discuss. And yeah, if anyone else has anything to say about the how do you sustain high lyricism while allowing for clarity, if anyone has anything to say, please put it in the chat box. And if you're watching playback, uh, if you're watching playback and not live, and you have something to say about that, again, please put it in the comments, in the comment section. Just because you're not watching live, it doesn't mean you can't take part in the conversation. And don't forget to hit that like button. We've been sitting on 12 for a little while, so if you haven't hit like, please do hit that like button. It pushes this video, when it becomes a playback, it pushes it out to more subscribers, the more likes it has. It's super quick and simple and completely free, but it does really help out the channel, so I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. And hit subscribe as well if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 10,000 by the end of the year. And can we hit 5,800 by the end of the day? Can we get 10 more subscribers by the end of the day? That might be pushing it. But if anyone can do it, it's you guys. We're a bit quiet tonight. If you guys have any questions, anything, any ideas for discussion, pop it in the chat. Otherwise the stream dies. So we got to keep it alive. We got to keep it alive. Thank you for that heart. I appreciate it. And thank you, Tori, for getting so involved in your first stream as well. You did keep us talking for a little bit there, so thank you so much. Thank you for really sort of jumping in again. That's gonna be my catchphrase, isn't it? Jumping in. Thank you for jumping in. If the stream has reached its natural conclusion, then I may take this opportunity to sign off and grab some sleep, grab some rest my back, um, and then start afresh from Thursday. Um, as I say, I wasn't even sure if I was going live tonight because I knew I'd be so tired from traveling. But I left so invigorated. I left the festival so invigorated that I couldn't help myself but go live. I find myself using too many words at times. Sometimes less is better. It's more lyrical with breaks. Yeah, there's a great saying in art, less is more, which I learned in acting, but it's true for all art forms. Less is more with writing, and that will come with editing and sort of pruning your work. But I know what you mean. Sometimes, when you're writing that first draft and you're in the moment and you're in the zone and you're tapping away, um, and then you come back to it. Not necessarily. I mean, I always say between drafts you should have at least a week. Um, you can debate what the maximum amount of time you should leave between drafts, but I would say at least minimum a week. But not even that. Sometimes you'll finish the line and you'll come back to it, and just naturally you'll start, you know, pruning the sentences and saying, I don't need this word, I don't need that word. Thank you for your input. I took creative writing classes for 6 years, but I'm not published and trying to change my style. Are we allowed to share our uh, are we allowed to share our poetry with each other on here? You can. You absolutely can. I encourage you to do so, but you can only have 200 characters in the chat box, which is a little bit limiting. But if your poem is less than 200 characters, by all means. Alternatively, I have a company called the Poetry Cove, and we've got a forum on there where most of the people that take part in these live streams hang out and share their poems there. So if you want to do that, you can head to www.thepoetrycove.com/forum, and I'm on there. Again, most of the people in this chat are on there. If you wanna do that. That's a good point. Sometimes you have to cut back and let the images and language breathe 100%. I keep using the same words, so I'm trying to widen my vocabulary and try using different words and more unique rhymes, kind of thing. Yeah, and a great website for that is Rhyme Zone. If you Google Rhyme Zone, it'll give you all these different words that rhyme with each other, and that'll help with rhymes and broadening your vocabulary because they also tell you if you see a word that you like and you hover on it or click on it, it can tell you its meaning. So that's a great resource, by the way, guys, for anyone. Just Google Rhyme Zone and it should come up. Yep. Mitchell, what helps me with my vocabulary is reading more and reading broadly. Yeah, 100% true. The more you read, the more words that you'll pick up. And the more you talk to writers and poets as well. Because we sometimes I throw in a extravagant word here and there, but I also have pet words and also images. Yep. Tori, yeah, I do need to read more, to be honest. I'm struggling finding time to do much at the moment, but I will defo try get some reading in. Thank you. Wow, look at all these hearts coming in. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Okay, of course. Thank you for your input. Nice to talk to poets and talk about poetry. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Have a good night. Thanks again. Take care, Tori. All the best. Thank you for joining us and hopefully see you around again. Do join us again. I don't want to knock the mic, but I need to cross some arms and I just knocked the mic. It's cold, but I think I did have the heater on for the first part. Look at those hearts. Guys, you're too kind. Thank you so much. You're the best. I am not worthy. I am not worthy. Um yeah, I had the heating on, but I think that's what gave me a sore throat so quick. Plus the candle. But there's barely a flame on the candle, so I don't know if it was the candle. Great, Adam. Okay, guys, I think I will wrap it up there. If that's okay, I will wrap it up there. I know I said we'd have 45 minutes of part two. Thank you so much for those hearts. Thank you, thank you. I know I said we'd have 45 minutes, but I'm tired. It's a 4.5 hour coach journey. Plus, I've been sat um on my buttocks for the last 4 days straight, so my back's killing me. My buttocks are killing me. Um, I think I'm gonna go and lay down and enjoy my chamomile. Um, I don't know what video I'm going to be able to do for Tuesday. It's going to have to be a real quick um, video because I've only got tomorrow to conceive it and film it and edit it and upload it. So I'm not sure what we're doing for Tuesday's video, but I'll do my best. So I'll see you in the comment section of that one. If not, I'll see you on Thursday for the next Conversing with Poets. Thank you so much for joining us. Um, and for always being awesome, guys. It's great to be back behind my camera and mic and with you guys. Ask Harry for a massage, yeah. Um, so yeah, with that all being said, have a good night, have a good week. See you in the comments section on Tuesday's video. If not, I'll see you live on Thursday. See you later, guys.